What's going on, guys? This is Doreen Delavante. I am on the Starve Talk Show with Jave Halim, and we're about to give y'all all the nuggets today, all the gems. And a lot of people talk about the diamond, how a diamond looks good, but we never talk about where that diamond came from. So today we're peeling the layers back. We're going to talk about where this diamond came from and how, because of the pressure, the ruggedness, the core, all the obstacles that went into shaping this diamond, that you're able to get this end product. So we're going to dive deep today into what made this diamond a diamond. Let's go, bro.
This is you getting Starve Talk exclusives right here. Listen, one of the things again, we're not advocating that you continue having bad credit. Look,
No, we're not.
I come from a spot where I didn't care about credit for a long time. Being past felon. I'm pardoned now since 2021. Thank you. Been pardoned for the from 18 years. Been a felon for 18 years. Out in the street where we grew up at North. We didn't talk about credit. You had something you actually saved up and was able to afford it. We had a car. I paid for it.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see how saving up for everything sets us back so many years?
Oh yes, but again, that was drug dealing, and see, so everybody's not doing that. And so when you switch out, this is why a lot of our brothers and sisters can't switch from one game to the next, because what happens is they're used to getting $20,000 in a short period of time. And if they can't get $20,000 in their bank account in a year, and they're sitting there like, I'm not doing this shit because I've been hustling and I could have got $20,000 in a week or two. And so that transition, they need to hear stuff like credit and understanding and leveraging that part, because that's why I brought it back to that, because it was always like, man, you buy a car, you might start with the $1,000 hoopty. But, you put a little radio in there, tint the windows, you ride for a little while, you make up, next you got a $5,000 car. Then, a year or so, you sitting there in a nice Mercedes or something that you probably paid $20,000 cash for, but it's not a new one, but you got something nice, you put your rims on it, you look, you playing that game before you go away and get locked up or something like that.
What if, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if? They're making, with the trap money, they used $8,000 to fund the LLC. So let's say they got 100K.
Mm-hmm.
They opened up 10 LLCs, let's say 11, and they funded it, each LLC $9,000 across 10 LLCs or 11 LLCs, right? That's 99,000. And then they build out the business credit for each one.
Yep.
And then they went in for business funding, and they're able to quadruple the investment that's in there. So they just literally turned 100,000 into 400,000.
It would get rid of the streets.
You don't
need
but
to nobody's be in the telling them that. Nobody's telling them that.
So now the trap money, right? You go buy some cars. Buy the car through your business. The business owns the cars. The cars gets rented out in Turo. You've just funded this LLC. You can put some more money in there. Now you go find some real estate. You start buying real estate. That's two LLCs at work now. Let's say you go do a drop shipping store, right? The drop shipping store is like an Amazon or Walmart store. That's running autopilot. You pay somebody 10 to 15 bands to set it up for you. Now that runs by itself. You got the LLC set up. You know a lot about cars. So you buy like the slingshots, and you go get some jet skis, and you have a boy in Florida. Y'all use one of the LLC to start a jet rental and slingshot business.
Mm-hmm.
You literally you got 100 bands off the street, but you literally just multiplied it to $600,000 leveraging credit.
And again, that conversation, I promise you, I've never heard that conversation when I was in the street. I know a bunch of brothers and sisters who hadn't heard that conversation.
I hope they're tuning into this podcast.
Oh, they definitely. And all I can think of is some of those people who are still in that space who I'm like, I don't want you to get jammed up. You know what I'm saying? So how can you take this money and not hey, look, just take this year off with all the Louis and all that other stuff, and let's play this game for a little while. And then let's see, give yourself, give your life, give your family a shot for the next 12 months. Play this game and see what will happen. Because once you get it to this way, they can't come back and steal it from you and take it from you.
They can't rob you, bro. What are they gonna do? Hold up the bank?
and that's the thing, and that's why this means so much to me, because I'm always thinking about those people, because these are good people. They're not all bad people.
They used to moving bricks. How about you start moving freight now? They want to get another LLC. Your friend that started a trucking business, go buy a few trucks, buy 2 trucks, and then get like 5 to 10 trailers. Start doing the trailer renting, right? Now, if your truck get in a ditch, you got 2 more. Pull that one out. Keep those 2 running.
See, but that's the thing. You got to teach them. That's why I said you got to be honest with them, because somebody's on social media telling them, get in the trucking business, you're going to make thousands and thousands of dollars, right? Because like my partner.
Yeah,
but not, it takes time, and it takes a second, and then it's usually not a long time, but it takes more than they're used to. And then they're seeing, it's just like, again, back with Robert Kiyosaki, with these multi-level marketing businesses, all these things. I remember in 2000, I joined one. I didn't hear none of the extra shit that they was talking about besides they got to the money part, and they said, if you put $70 in now, it'd be 700, and then it'd be 700,000. All the other stuff went out the window. It wasn't until about 5 times in, once I'm in, and I started bringing people to those meetings, so I started hearing the part where it says, I know this all looks good, but this is going to take some time to build up, because I was just pumped up. Like, I could take 70 and then do this, and it's going to be 700,000. That's what we hear. So somebody got to break it down and say, you know what? Yeah, this is it. But you need to give me 12 months. Give me 12 months realistically.
So now let me put it this way now. You're trapping with the boys, right? It's 10 of you on the block. Each one learn a different skill. Yo, let's get off the block. We've made 100 collectively. We're gonna open 10 LLCs. Let's get off the block. Each person is gonna learn something. One person is gonna learn Turo. One person is gonna learn the rental, the jet ski and the slingshot business. One person is gonna learn real estate. One person is gonna learn drop shipping. One person is gonna learn credit, because now he can fix everybody's credit. One person is going to learn business funding, because now they can fund everybody. Literally, all of you just left the street and y'all just created a whole business.
Yeah.
Each one learn a skill.
This is why this podcast is here, because the truth about the street is that those 10 people are never going to have that conversation.
They need somebody like you, bro.
This is why this is here. This is why Starve Talk is here, because, again, they are really standing tall and reclaiming victory every day, because every day you don't get murdered. Every day you don't murder somebody. Every day you don't go to jail. You know what I'm saying? It's a win, because you're on borrowed time, especially today. When I was in the mix, it wasn't cameras on everything and on your cell phone all the time and all that other stuff. We would worry about Nextel chirps and getting rid of those and all that other stuff like that. And now it's like, they're going to come pick you up at some point. They might not be bothering with you right now, but when they're ready, they're going to come pick you up, because they got cameras.
Let's leave that alone.
Yes. And give this type of knowledge. So, I mean, you really playing a game. I'm excited about it, because you playing a game where you really, if you just got a little bit of patience, you can damn near be a millionaire.
But they're trapping right there with the iPhone in the pocket, listening to everything. Have you ever been in a conversation and Siri just comes on by herself?
Yes.
You're listening.
Or they send an ad for what you just got finished talking about.
Come on. Let's wake up, man.
Yes.
If you got it right now, great. Let's leave that alone.
Yes.
Let's come over here where the real money is. Because if you think real money is in the street, wait till you learn about personal and business credit. Change your whole life, bro.
Yes. This is amazing, man, because these people, the people in the street, the sister who, is sitting there with her kids and she don't, believe. I interviewed a sister, beautiful sister who is a felon, But she figured it out on her own, man. She's like, look, I work, crappy jobs. She got a business now. She got like 12,000 followers on Instagram. She's, got a business. But she was like, I just got tired. She got her kids. She's single, but she made it happen. And I'm like, it could have been easier if she knew this, but this part. She's doing well, but she probably could have got there even faster. Because I didn't have a conversation with her about her credit. And maybe it's okay, maybe it's not. But but I know when she talked about the finances, she's still working her job while she's running her business. She probably would have quit her job if she could have talked to somebody like you and got 100 bands in the account, after 6 months or so, and being able to, make some things happen. But that's why this is the reason why I created this platform, because we need this type of information. I'm telling you, I want you to go back, and I'm sure you heard it, but go listen to the other people that's on social media talking about credit.
Oh, I know a lot of them.
They got the Rolls Royce out. They got the jet. And
like, there's nothing wrong with that. It's their work, You can do it too, but it comes with something. And that something is the hard work. Dude, do you know how many nights? I went to bed at 3 last night. I was reading consumer laws. See, a lot of people are going to see the overnight success, and it's great. They're going to talk about that. But when I'm in Kuwait reading 140 books in 120-degree weather, and I'm here at nights, every night, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, reading, building letters, going live, teaching, right? Losing my voice. Dude, I went on a Zoom, lost my whole voice, bro.
Wow.
8 hours of straight gems, lost my voice after the Zoom. For 3 days, like 3 days, I couldn't speak. 3 to 4 days, I couldn't speak. But then when I say to join my program, it's $2,000. You're going to say $2,000. Guess what? I'm going to teach you how to get a car for free. I can teach you how to get your down payment back. I can teach you how to delete a mortgage from your consumer report. I can teach you how to delete a repossession. I'm going to teach you why a charge-off shouldn't even be on your credit, on your consumer report in the first place, because the IRS says a charge-off is gross or ordinary income. Income does not get reported on the consumer report. How are you reporting a charge-off when on the Truth in Lending 15 USC 1605, where the finance charge is involved, there's an insurance built in the finance charge where the finance charge says it's a sum of all charges, and there's a premium that protects the lender in the event that the obligor defaults.
Yes. Right? That's the knowledge.
Then I'm telling you, you got bad credit. All right, let me see what's going on in your reports. This isn't reported accurately. This is inaccurate. This is inaccurate. We're going to give them an opportunity we're going to send them a notice. The notice says you're reporting inaccurate information. This needs to get deleted because the law says, the Fair Credit Reporting Act says that they're dependent on accurate credit reporting. The banking system is dependent on accurate credit reporting. So if the information is incorrect, you're undermining the banking system. So now, if the information can't get corrected or verified, you have to delete it by law.
Wow. So this is the crazy thing right here. And this is a question that, because you never get this. I've never heard it. When do you tell somebody to just pay their bills?
I can't tell you to pay your bills. You need to decide if you're going to pay it or not. Because guess what? The Fair Debt Collection Practices Act is the only law that I've read that said a consumer can refuse to pay a debt.
I'm just saying, like, from an advisory perspective, because a lot of times, and I'll be perfectly honest, when I got my credit together, it happened faster for me when I just started paying stuff off. Like, because most of the time, I made a phone call. I remember I had some bad credit cards with like Navy Federal, a couple other people. And, I hit up Navy Federal. I had a conversation. I remember the young lady. She was they out of Virginia, but I can hear her DC accent. I lived in DC for 7 years. I had a DC accent. And I would call her, and we would be wheeling and dealing. I had 2 credit cards with them. I probably paid 40% of what I owed, but we were wheeling and dealing. She said, hey, they want 5,000. I'm like, man, I ain't got that much. I got this. And so she come back to me. I'm going to call you tomorrow. She called me the next day. Next thing you know, we got down to something. All right, how long I got to pay it? I'm going to give you 30 days. You get that done. Okay, fine. Boom. And we started working it out. And before long, things started happening. Then later on, I had got with a credit company. You know, actually, I was putting my wife on, but I had myself on too. And that's when they started doing what you're saying, getting stuff off that wasn't supposed to be there no more.
Mhm.
Late payments that was from forever ago that shouldn't have never been there. But I never heard them say, like, pay it off. And some of that stuff, like they had a hard time getting some of that stuff off. And some of that stuff they didn't get off, you know, and it was
So
like, okay.
you don't want to pay it completely off.
Okay.
You want to pay it down to like 1%. So if you're using, let's say at any given time, $5,000 in credit, you want to pay it down to like $50.
Now I was talking about like when it's no more, the line is charged off. Like it's no longer,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
those type
So
of things.
that's a different type of stuff.
Yeah.
Now. So when we're talking about that, don't pay these collection companies. And I'm sure a lot of you have heard, don't pay collection companies. Well, it's true, because sometimes they're not even allowed to collect the debt. They could be on the list. The Federal Trade Commission has a list of banned, B-A-N-D, B-A-N-N-E-D.
I understand.
Banned, like my accent, my words.
No, I'm with you. I understand you.
So they be having a list of banned debt collectors. They're not allowed to collect debt. So some of these companies will still reach out. Right? Some companies will only buy a screenshot and they don't even have an agreement to collect the debt, and they'll still try to collect it. Mind you, they paid pennies on the dollar. Yeah. So if it's $1,000 debt, they probably paid $20 for that whole sheet, but then they're coming after you for $20,000. That's unrich adjustment. So without somebody like me or you learning this information, how are you going to defend yourself? And this is not your everyday thing. I eat, breathe, and sleep consumer law.
Yeah.
Run up on me, debt collector. Run up on me. Let's go. Catch me outside.
So never pay the creditors.
Yeah, that's why the law says when they send out a letter, you, the consumer, have the right to ask for a validation of debt. But then they're going to send you screenshots. Some people see, oh, my signature is on there. Nothing in the law says a signature on a piece of paper or some screenshots validate a debt. Give me everything that 15 USC 1692 GB says under validation of debt.
Wow.
Anything else I'm not accepting. Give me what the law says. And if you can't do it, I'm going to come after you. Because now you're violating the law. But not only that, you're inaccurately reporting an account you cannot validate. By law, you have to delete it after 30 days.
Wow. So this is what we usually see, right? And that's just heavy. This is what we usually see. Some of our people are usually in a situation that's like this. All right, I want to buy a house, right? I've been in my apartment for forever. My kids is getting too big. We busting out at the seams. I want to buy a house. But I owe these people, you know, whatever, $3,000 between 3 or 4 people. And I got the money. I can pay it off because I need this house in the next 6 months.
6 months.
What do you tell them to do to get their credit report up?
You didn't think you needed the house last year when we had time to work on your credit?
More likely it's not the case.
You just decided 2 or 3 months ago that you're going to get this house.
That's usually how that happens. And you know that. That's how it happens.
And that's why they get scammed, because then they're going to come to somebody like me saying, I want it in 3 months. I'm like, that's not going to happen. But then somebody's going to say, I can get everything deleted in 45 days. Then they run over there and then, oh, credit repair is a scam. Mind you.
I love it. I love it because that's right there. See, because that's exactly how it works. That's truly how it works. And then, so the goal is to get the credit, paying attention to your credit and having good credit to becoming a lifestyle, not just something when you need, you know, this crazy situation like buying a house or getting a car or getting yourself out of trouble.
Yeah. And not only that, you have to be in position before you need to be in position.
I love it.
You cannot wait.
Love it.
Like, it's like you're going to the leagues and they're going to start doing the draft next month and you just started training.
I love it, man.
How's that going to work?
Yeah.
It's not.
Yes. You got to be ready for it before you're ready for it.
So it's one of those things, bro, where we need to be proactive.
Yes.
We have to be proactive and not waiting for the last minute to get things done. Because when we wait the last minute to get things done, now you want to pressure me because of your procrastination.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. You're going to find somebody else to do it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you're selling, you're selling not only fixing your credit, but you're selling a lifestyle.
No, see, that's the thing. I am educating you. So it's not even selling credit. I am showing you. So give a man a fish, he eats for the day.
Yeah.
Teach a man how to fish, he eats for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
I don't like giving people fishes. I don't. Because then you're going to come back to me tomorrow for another fish. And the day after for another fish. No.
Yeah.
How about I show you what to look for, what water to go into, what boots you need, what rod you need, how to swing the thing back, and then how to be patient and wait for your fish to come. Now, I don't have to worry about you coming to me every day for a fish because now you know how to fish. Go feed your family.
So that leads you, and that leads us into, you become an author. And, all your books that you've written are about education. Mm-hmm. You're educating individuals. And so what was the mindset when you decided to go ahead and create these books for other people to have?
So I saw how credit changed not only my life, bro. You probably know. Do you know what it's like living paycheck to paycheck?
Yeah.
without having a savings in the bank?
Yeah, definitely.
Bro, it got to the point where paycheck to paycheck wasn't enough. And I said, I got to make a change. So I learned credit, and then I learned consumer laws. And then I started getting approved for these higher limit credit cards. So when I did that, I'm like, wow, this changed my life. How many other people's life can be changed by this information? And when I thought of that, that's when I decided then and there, I will not do credit repair anymore. I will not fix it for you. I'm going to teach you how to do it so you retain the skill for your rest of your life. And that's when that shift, that paradigm shift came then, because now I can serve so much more.
Yeah, and that adds value to your service as well, because again, you talk about the fish piece. You can go to a fast food restaurant and get it real fast, get you something, but you're gonna be hungry again the next day.
But not only that, it's not even healthy.
Oh man, that's a word right there.
Ain't nothing beats that home cooked meal, bro.
Yeah, it's not even healthy. You getting it. Somebody went and fixed it up real fast, but again, you don't know. Like I say, you have nothing. You don't know what they did. You can't even protect yourself. You don't know if they're taking advantage of you or not. You just got to deal with it.
Because we want a microwave solution too quick. Everybody wants a microwave solution for their problems.
Yeah.
Everybody wants it.
Yeah.
Spend the time and learn. Because if you were able to learn how to evaluate your own reports to the point where you can get 6 or 7, you can get 6 figures from consumer law violation. I told you I was going to prove to you before we go that late payment is illegal. I want you to look something up for me. You got your phone?
Yep.
Because I don't want people to think I'm making it up. Let me know when you got Google up.
I'm ready.
All right. 15 USC.
UF or S?
US, Uniform Sierra Charlie.
Okay.
15 USC 1681A as in alpha.
It popped up without me even finishing it.
Right? It should bring you to definitions and rules of construct.
Yep, exactly what it brings up.
Fair Credit Reporting Act. Right? Now, go down to number 2. It should say exclusions.
Let's see here. Where are we at? It said Fair Credit Reporting defines a consumer report. Trying to get him to pull up the
Do you see 15 USC 1681 A2?
No,
So
it just
there's
went
two
to the
parts to it.
definition of it.
Is there a separation between the 81 and the A?
Mm-mm.
It's the A should be right next to the one.
Yep. Yeah. It's right next.
Okay, so number two, when you go scroll down, you're gonna see exclusions. Number two.
All right, I see when I'm scrolling down, it says, oh yeah, I see it. 15 USC 1681 exclusions.
Okay, good. What does exclusion say, brother?
All right. Click that. It keeps going to something else.
It should say something along the lines, except as provided in paragraph 3, the term consumer report does not
Now
include.
I got A2, A1. I'm gonna go back to the exclusion part.
2A1. Go back up a little bit. It's like right above 2A1.
Yeah, so it say people also search for exclusions. Let me see if we can see that in here.
I can't see it. So if you type in 15 USC 1681A, it's going to bring you to definitions and rules of construct.
Yep,
like number 2 is right below it. It's like just barely scroll down.
I scroll down. What it says is what people usually ask for, and then
it should. Are you in Legal Information Institute, or Cornell Law School?
Yeah, this one right here is Cornell Law. So click on it. I'm gonna click on that one.
No. So just scroll to. All right, just for time's sake, let me pull it up. Not sure why your browser is not doing it.
Yeah, I don't know either. Okay, so exclusions, except as provided in paragraph 3, the term consumer report does not include.
All right, let's break it down. So a lot of times we read so fast, we miss all the nuggets. So what does not include mean?
Shouldn't be there.
All right, bet. Let's find out what the consumer report means. Click on the word consumer report.
Yep.
What's the definition? What does Congress say that means?
In general, the term consumer report means written, oral, or other communication of any information by a consumer reporting agency bearing on a consumer's credit worthiness, credit standing, credit capacity, character, general reputation, personal characteristics, or mode of living, which is used or expected to be used or collected in whole or in part for the purpose of serving as a factor in establishing the consumer eligibility for A, credit or insurance, to be used primarily for personal, family, or household purposes, B, employment purposes, or C, any other purposes authorized under section 1681B of this title.
All right, so go back now. And then we're going to read exactly what number 2 says again. And then you're going to go to 1. That's under A1. You're going to go to 1 immediately.
So you're talking about except as a paragraph in provided in paragraph 3.
Yeah. So start by the exclusion for me. Except as provided in paragraph 3, the term consumer report does not include. And then when you go to A1, what does A1 say?
The term consumer report means any written or oral or other.
Not that part. Okay. It's going to say reports containing transactions or experiences. You should see that. So when you go back to the part where exclusion is, the number 2, right underneath it is going to say A1, and it's going to say report containing transactions, solely transactions or experiences.
Oh yeah, information. Yep.
It says, yeah. So read that part for me.
Report containing information solely as to transactions or experiences between the consumer and the person making the report.
All right. Now read exclusions again, and then read that part. Read exclusions and then read that part immediately after.
So except as provided in the paragraph, the term consumer report does not include reports containing information solely as to transactions or experiences between the consumer and the person making the report.
All right. Do you get what that just said?
Yeah, for the most part.
All right, let's break it down a little bit more. Click on the word person. Let's say what person means.
The term person means any individual, partnership, corporation, trust, estate, cooperative association, government, or governmental subdivision or agency or other entity?
Corporation, right? What's
Mhm.
Capital One? What's Wells Fargo? What's Bank of America?
Mhm.
What's Citibank?
Mhm.
Corporations, right?
Yep.
So if Congress says, except as provided in paragraph 3, your consumer report does not include reports, information solely as to transaction. What's your payment history?
Exactly that.
It's your transaction.
Yeah.
What's your utilization is your experience. The utilization is the experience between you, the consumer, and the person making the report. So if you got a $10,000 line of credit and you're using 5,000, that's your experience with the line of credit between you, the consumer, and the person making the report. So if Congress says that your consumer report does not include transactions or experiences, how are you going to have a late payment on your consumer report or utilization? See, utilization and late payments are a factor in your FICO. Your FICO score
Yeah.
and your consumer report are separate things.
Yeah.
But when you don't know the law and you see late payments, these companies are going to tell you, oh, we're reporting accurately. I didn't ask you that. Congress said my transactions or experience between me and you is not included on my consumer report. Take that late payment off of there. Why are you reporting my transaction when the law says my transaction is not included on
That's
my
just like
consumer
saying
report?
you had sex with somebody and they telling all your business. It's like, yeah, our experience is not everybody else's business. Now, if my FICO score was down and you don't want to give me no more money, I get it. But it's nobody else's business what happened between you and I.
Not even, because see, your consumer report is needed to generate a FICO score.
Oh, okay.
The FICO score will not be generated without the consumer report.
Mm-hmm.
The consumer report and the FICO are separate things. If you control the report, how easy it is to build an 800.
I dig it.
I did it 3 times.
So you the one telling your own story. You ain't gotta wait, let them tell
You
you.
ain't exactly
You ain't
tell
letting
your
nobody
own
story. Yeah.
That's what I teach. So I'm going to teach you how to delete anything. It doesn't matter what it is. A mortgage, an auto loan, a repossession, a bankruptcy, a charge off, late payments, collection, medical collection, student loans. It doesn't matter what it is. I can teach you how to delete it. But not only that, if your consumer rights are violated, I can teach you how to get paid for that too. I can teach you how to get a car for free using Truth in Lending. I can teach you how to get your down payment back using Truth in Lending. I can teach you how, if you didn't get the right disclosures, you can get paid under Truth in Lending. I can teach you when debt collectors violate your rights, you can get paid. I can teach you how to get paid for having bad credit.
Let me tell you something. A lot of y'all out here starving, but you can starve and let me tell you something, you can starve in style. If you get this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Listen, this has been, oh my God, this has actually been my longest one. But you can't cut off this type of knowledge, man. You can't cut off this type of knowledge. That would have been selfish of me. And I definitely don't want to because you need to pay that man his money. You know what I'm saying? To get that game, man. So I know you a motivational speaker as well. So, and I told you what the acronym of STARVE means, stand tall and reclaim victory every day. So what does that mean to you? And what's something, a word you would leave us with so that, people can just change their mindset when it comes to credit and just life, period?
Bro, when I stand tall and reclaim my victory every day, bro, is when I decided that I'm going to master this credit thing. Dude, I probably even shouldn't say this. I stopped paying some accounts just because I wanted some smoke. I had an 805 and I decided that I need some late payments. I need some stuff because I wanted some smoke. Now, a lot of people are going to say, yo, Dorian, you're crazy for doing that. The law is the law. I just showed y'all that a late payment is illegal. I've gotten multiple late payments deleted. My mentees have deleted multiple late payments off of their clients' work. And that's the other thing too. I teach credit repair owners how to use consumer law to enhance their deletions in their business. So if I know how to finesse the consumer report, do you think I'm worried about a FICO score, bro?
Not at all.
Why
You
would
want to
I
tell them the
be?
story. Yeah.
I control the report. So right now, I've had the 800 3 times. It's time for the rain to get paid. So now let's go with your practices that you think I'm your regular consumer. I assure you, I am not. But I'm not going to show my hand at the table.
Yeah.
Because we're playing chess, not checkers.
Yeah.
And when you really comprehend this, that's how we're going to win. And the word that I want to leave everybody is not really a word, but a phrase. The greatest investment you will ever make is an investment in yourself. Feed your mind the things you want to become. Garbage in, garbage out. If you feed your mind premium stuff, you will become a premium person.
Wow. That's a bar right there. Listen, man. Hey, I told y'all we were going to create a new regime around here about, information gathering, and we're not wasting our time just talking to people just to be talking to people. Yes, maybe a celebrity might be on here, but these are celebrities to me because I just believe that our people need help, man. And we have to control the narrative. We have to control what goes out to our people. You don't have to turn on the news to see people not doing well. I want to talk about a brother getting his credit right and then helping other people get their credit right, because you're not going to see that on the news. That's not going to be celebrated. This needs to be celebrated. I'm celebrating you. Thank you so much for doing what you've been doing, brother. And, keep doing it. We definitely going to support you. I want you to tell me all your social medias, all that stuff is going to be up on the screen so people can see it, so they can follow you. Let me know, let them know how to follow you, and also how to go ahead and sign up for your courses and your program and buy a book.
Most definitely. Most definitely. I even, so coming here, I gave my team an assignment. So I'm giving away 3 of my ebooks for $47.
Okay.
My Do For Self, the Educated Consumer's Guide to Repairing Your Own Credit. And I named that book that way for a specific reason, because you need to become the educated consumer. Yeah. So I'm giving away not giving away, but I'm bundling 3 of my ebooks. Do For Self, the Educated Consumer's Guide to Repairing Your Own Credit. It's going to teach you how to repair, rebuild, and restore your own credit. I'm putting together my Do For Self, a lender's guide to getting your own approval. Do you know that lenders pull from certain consumer reporting agencies, and there's a certain amount of minimum credit score that is needed? I have an ebook teaching you where lenders look, credit unions look, credit card companies, and auto companies look, what credit score is needed. And then with COVID, I know a lot of people are going to have a lot of bankruptcies. Yeah, because of not being, So I put the bankruptcy Do For Self, a guide to leading your own bankruptcy. All 3 books are valid $1,040. And I put them together as a package for your guys so they can get it for $47. I will email. We got to teach each other. And my biggest thing, you see, if one person gets it, bro, and they're able to change their family, I believe it's worth it. Because a lot of people are more curious than they are to take action on their own life and change their own situation. But if one person decides to take action and get the $47 ebook and change their life, bro, and then they can come back and say, yo, I listened to Star Talk podcast, and $47, I was able to get all of these deleted. I listened and they talk about real estate. I always love real estate. Mm. And they learn to buy, because tax liens are not expensive. So they ran the play. They got the secret lender's guide. So they know who pulls from where. Yeah. They got funding for like 25,000, 50,000, right? And because of the information they learned here, they now started buying tax lien properties.
Wow.
So now they start becoming owners, and they're learning now to rehab. They're learning to fix and flip,
Yeah.
and their wealth starts compounding. And somebody's able to come back to you and say, bro, I learned all of this listening to your podcast. One episode changed my whole family's life.
That's all it takes. That's all it takes.
One play, bro.
That's all it takes. Man, I
One play.
appreciate that, man. And we're going to definitely push that out there and support. It's that's amazing. I mean, again, like we talked about earlier in the conversation, man, they want something, they hide it in the book. They want to hide it from us, they hide it in the book. We got to step our game up. We got to read. We got to get this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding so that we can grow. It is a better way. And the way is not trying to go to jail, not trying to get yourself killed, not trying to kill nobody else, not trying to knock nobody upside the head. There is a better way to do it. It just takes a little bit of patience. I mean, truly a little bit of patience. Some people have been out here doing stuff you had a business doing for 15 years. You still hadn't gotten some of the things that this brother's been talking about today. So listen, give it a shot. Give it a shot. I promise you. Give yourself a shot. You know,
it's yourself. Invest in yourself.
Yes, give yourself a shot, man. So you know,
We're
that's
not doing
that's
this
what,
for us.
give yourself a shot. I promise you. You'll
Believe
be,
in you.
yeah, that's
Believe in
the
you.
whole thing right there. Listen, y'all know how to find me, jhalim.com.
Oh yeah, let me give them the social media
I'm definitely
handles.
gonna give it to you. www.jhalim.com, www.iwon'tstarve.com. You can find us on there, and Starve Talk on YouTube. Give us a website so everybody can find everything in your social media handle.
I won't starve. How'd you even come? I'm gonna give them the handles first. List like it is so powerful. If you want to starve, you're the reason why you're starving.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
So on Instagram, y'all can find me VTHE_credit_hero, the credit hero on Instagram. Facebook, if you type the Rain de Levante in Facebook, you'll see me. If you type the Rain de Levante on Twitter, you'll find me. If you type the Rain de Levante on Clubhouse, I'll be there as well. I'm gonna text you all my handles. I'm gonna email you all my handles, and I'm also gonna email you that link that the Starved Nation, the I Won't Starve Nation. I like that. The I Won't Starve Nation. People that don't want to starve, they're able to get the ebook and change your life. Now, before we go, can you tell me, how did you come up with this starve thing?
Oh man, I would love to. Again, I told you offline, man, you know, I was around a lot of people where I wasn't being myself. I wasn't living my own truth, and I wasn't telling my truth. So, being a felon, you know, I left South Carolina. I came from Jersey, went to college, became a felon. You know, I was always hustling as a kid, got finally caught up to me, became a felon, moved to Maryland. You know, I had a business and it was doing very, very well. When the economy went crazy back in 08, 09, things like that, I was victim to that. So was my wife. She lost a major job. So we moved back to the South because it was cheaper to raise our kids. But this is where I became a felon. So I had to go ahead and take an $8 an hour job. But I went to a TD Jakes conference, and, you know, he brought a lion out on stage, and he said that, you know, it was when he was putting out his book Instinct. And he said that this lion has been in a cage for all his life. He said, so why are we afraid of a caged lion? He said, because if I let him out, we're afraid that his instinct is going to kick in, and he'll realize he's a lion. And he said, some of you guys have it in you to be a lion and to go further, but you're literally caging yourself. And so I cried like a big baby. You know, at that time, people was telling me, they was like, he's talking to you. He's talking to you. Because I'm working an $8 hour job. I'm selling bootleg movies. You know, I'm taking photos, and I'm going to get cars from the auction with a guy I went to college with. Because he couldn't hire me. He didn't want to hire me to sell cars. So he's like, hey, man, you can just come and get cars from the auction with me. So I'm doing whatever I can to take care of my family. But a year after working an $8 an hour job, I knew, I was like, after I left from TD Jakes, I went and got an office, a little cheap Matchbox office space, and started working. I didn't have no clients to come in there. I just knew that I was going to get them. I knew who I wanted to work with, and I knew that they were downtown in the city that I was in. And I said, look, I'm going to get an office right there, got my name on the wall. And about 3 months into that, I left the job, and everybody said, why would you do that? You know, you got a record and everything like that. And that's what I told them. I started doing the hashtag I won't starve. I said, I don't have to prove nothing to y'all no more. I'm not going to curse you out. I'm not going to be mad. I know that I'm good enough. I'm gifted enough. I ran a 6 figures a cleaning business before. I've done way more than what I put myself into that situation. And so that was just a hashtag at first. Then it became a shirt. Then it became a book. And then it became a movement. We were able to, I started, I was taking photos, started working with law firms, started working with the federal government. People don't know that the federal government gives out $500 million a year to photographers. And so I started working with the federal government.
Say that again, bro. I don't think people know this.
Yeah, photographers get paid more than $500 million a year working with the federal government. I mean, when you get a contract for somebody to do a stretch of land, somebody has to take photos of that stretch of land. Somebody has to videotape that stretch of land. They're not just going to construct it without having the pictures to know, okay, well, this is 3 miles of land that we have to do construction on, or we got to acquire this land. Somebody got to pay for that. Somebody got to take photos of that. So when I started working in the government, I didn't see people that looked like me. And they was always saying that, because we're filming these things, the government will have these major functions saying that they're doing stuff for minorities. Well, I don't see no minorities in there, but I didn't realize at the time that a minority in the government's eyes is that only thing you need to be a minority is not a heterosexual white male. Anything else is a minority. And so it's a lot of everything else, but not black and brown people. So I use my leverage and my partnerships with the government entities that I work with to create I Won't Starve LLC, where we created opportunities to teach and train African Americans on how to do business with the government. And since 2017, we've helped over 600 businesses get, their stuff together, help them get certified to do business with the government.
That's bro.
So that's where I Won't Starve comes from.
Bro. Yo, everybody that's listening right now, I want to see some fire in the comments. Y'all do not sleep on this, man, bro.
It's work, man. It's work, and we just trying to continue moving. We're moving this thing in the right direction. We left from South Carolina to Las Vegas. Now we're in the West Coast, and we're back and forth between both places, and we're just moving and shaking. My first book was I Won't Starve. Second book, You Won't Starve. The third book is Morning Motivation. That was something we wanted to motivate individuals for the pandemic and through the pandemic, because that's not our first crisis, and sure enough, not going to be our last crisis. So how do we stay motivated consistently through whatever crisis we go through? So
I'm not starving.
Yeah, that's the first thing. That's the first thing, because long as you're not starving, you have a clear head. Yeah, you got a clear head. You can make some clear decisions. You get them tools and you can do something else. So yeah, that's the backstory of I Won't Starve. And the goal again is with You Won't Starve was to create that same platform for other individuals. So when I thought about doing this, I wanted to make sure that people get this knowledge, not just from me, because mine is truncated. I know what my story is, but they need to hear your story. They need to hear other individual stories, because everybody is doing their own thing, doing some miraculous things. But if you're not 600,000 followers on Instagram, they don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to those people, because my mentors were a junkie and a mechanic when I was growing up on the street. And they gave me way more game than a lot of these people I've seen that had a lot of money. Why? Because they cared. They cared about me. They took the time to get to know me. And whatever they spoke, it was definitely in with my best interest and heart. And so I'm not discouraging. It don't matter what you got. If you got a story, we need to have it here. You know what I mean? We need to have it here. We need to showcase it. And so somebody like yourself, definitely this has been a pleasure to me, having a conversation with you, meeting you personally, brother. And we're going to stay in contact. We are going to support what you're doing.
Let's go.
We're going to invest into your books. I am a book fanatic. So are you.
Same here, brother.
So we definitely got to support you with your books and add that to the library, because that's what we got to do. And I encourage everybody else to do the same thing, man. So look, I already follow him on social media, so y'all follow too. If you're watching this, you're going to see it all on the screen. So go ahead and follow. We're going to put the link that he sent on the screen as well. Go through to the link and buy the books. And we're going to hold it up there. You're going to see it on different shows as well. So it's not just going to be on this one. It's going to be on different shows because this is a tool and this is a resource that's going to help your life and help your family's life. So, brother, again, thank you so much. Y'all continue to stand tall and reclaim victory every day.
Yes.
Your victory to have. Don't give your victory to nobody else. When you finish the day and when you put your head to the pillow, you need to know that you won. You going to bed victorious so you can wake up tomorrow motivated. I'll talk to y'all soon. We'll see y'all next time and next week, y'all. It's been your boy, Jay Halim.
Let's go.
With Jay Halim.
I'm in the studio with Jay Halim.
I'm in the studio with Jay Halim.
I am in the studio with Jay Halim. I'm in the studio with Jay Halim.
You are now in the studio with Jay Halim.